Hey guys, so just wanted to make a video. Um, I don't know if anybody else was feeling like this. I know currently I am. Like I said, I wanted to make a video and kind of get my thoughts and ideas out there. Um, I currently started a job about a month ago. And it's not a bad job. It pays well, has good benefits. You get, free food. The co-workers are nice. The bosses are nicer than most bosses anywhere. But I don't feel fulfilled in what I do. Um, and I know people will say, you have to have a job, in which you do. I mean, if you want to survive, you have to have a form of income. But I don't think that as humans we should stay in a place that makes us miserable. You only have one life. You only have a set amount of time that you are alive on this earth. So there is no reason you should spend that limited amount of time miserable or at least unhappy. So I would say find a job or career you can tolerate. Because there's a saying that, find a job you love. You're not going to find that. It's a job. You're not meant to love a job. You can tolerate or like certain aspects of what you do in the job, but you're never going to find a job you love realistically. But you can at least find a job that has more positives than negatives. Or at least find a job that, I guess, pays well enough and gives you enough time off to where you could afford to do the things you love. Currently, without going into any major details, I'm making enough to substantially live on every 2 weeks. And I roughly work about 4 to 5 days a week, so I get 2-3 days off a week. But the job I'm at it's the same thing over and over. I prep food and then I serve college kids. That's it. Now, I guess you can argue with the fact that you are making a difference. You are helping those children get the fuel they need to continue on with their day. And you'd be right. That is a impact I'm having on the community, or but like I said, if you're at a place that you don't feel proud and you don't feel in your heart that you're making a change, then don't stay. I mean, there's nothing else. There's no other way, I guess, that I can put it. If you're not, like I said, you're not going to be 100% happy. But if you're not at least 85 to 90% happy in your daily work, don't go there. Don't work there. Find somewhere else. There are so many other jobs that you could take. Now, if you are in a situation where you're at a job that you hate, I wouldn't suggest quitting on the day of you making that decision, because ultimately, and this isn't really talked about often, if you quit without, I guess, giving you 2 weeks, you will be blacklisted. Hence the whole it being harder to get interviews and harder to find other jobs, and no jobs call you because you are blacklisted. So you want to leave as peacefully as you can. Personally, I've made mistakes, and it is moderately difficult for me to find other jobs because I've quit on the day of. So just a word of advice from personal experience: don't get blacklisted. They will do that, especially if you find a job through a recruiter. It's boom, you're done. So follow the proper procedures and everything. But like I said, don't sacrifice yourself. Don't sacrifice your happiness for a company that ultimately, in the end, doesn't give a shit about you. But so just stay happy, guys. Stay positive. You will get there. And one more word of advice before I leave, and I personally have to go to work. I have to leave here in about 45 minutes. No matter what job you do have, you are learning sets of skills. So whatever job or area you're at, milk the hell out of that as much as you can. If you were in customer service, I know I was, I hate that. But you are learning customer service. You are learning communication skills. You are, learning specific things that you could ultimately put on a resume to one day get to the job that you really want, your dream job. So don't think that the job you're at is meaningless. I mean, you are learning a skill set there. So, take advantage of it. At least take as much advantage of it as you can before you do leave. And also, if you are at a job that you just started and you hate it, I would highly advise leaving within 1 week. Because if you go and find another job and you put on your application, if you go and put, instead of, you had this job at this month on this year, only put the years. I've had this job at this year. Because that way, if you leave a job within 1 week, most employers will not ask. But if you wait 3 to 4 months and then quitting, that is a large gap. You will be asked about that. But like I said, just a little friendly advice. So, all right, guys, be safe.